Jeff Hill with Hill Defense Firearms Training in High Point, North Carolina. This video is about pushing the gun or hooking the gun. So if you are shooting high left, low left, or high right, low right, this is going to fix that forever. Alright, if you are pushing the firearm or hooking the firearm, it is a mechanical action of the gun hand. All you have to do is counter that action. So in this method, you start with the counter pressure. This hand, if your thumb's over or under, just say you've got a thumb up here on the frame, past the center pivot point, you got to be in front of here. Because if you're pushing here, you're going to just kick the firearm in the opposite direction you're trying to control it. So if you have pressure in front of this pivot point, thumb under or over, just thumb up here, what you do is simply press against the gun. You start with the left hand counter pressure, so when this trigger finger push comes, it cannot. The rub of this method is once you start, you can never relax the left hand. It must work constantly because it is always countering the push that is always present. I don't care how people hold a gun initially. I side them or back them into best practices to get them to here. But if they shoot really great like this, if they are teacupping and shooting great, why would I ever as an instructor say, you were hitting the target great, but you're holding the gun all wrong? Really? Now, if they are teacupping, all they got to do is rotate that way, counter in that rotational force against this force pressing that way. So all you're doing, if your students are pushing, or if you as a shooter are pushing to the left high or low, counter the pressure. The height up or down is something to address later. This is just fixing the left or right, which is significantly more of a problem than vertical shooting. You're simply doing a counter pressure to an action that you know is coming. It is that simple. So if you can think about that and add that, testing it out with your shooting, you're going to see that if you have a feedback target, paper, steel, you can control with the amount of effort you add where your shots land. And I recommend, if you are hooking left, if you're pushing left or right or hooking left or right, whichever hand the gun's in, overcompensate. Really add a lot of counter to that so you can work into what I call the sweet spot. So something to think about. Thanks for your time. Let me know your thoughts.